So, what about Ryan and Sean? What's your lowest moment in your career?
Oh, God.
Lowest moment? Oh, geez.
Well, I don't know if your career's been long enough to have a low moment.
Ryan, you just tend to avoid Waja scenarios pretty well.
I do what I can, yeah.
It's wise.
But you did actually.
You're kind of bullshit free.
But you did cop to like hanging action figures in their package on your walls.
What the hell does that have to do with my career? That's just normal.
Right.
It's just everyday stuff.
Huh. I don't know. I'm drawing a blank here. I could have had prep time. If you can remember something I told you.
I told mine on one of yours. I don't know if it's the lowest, but when I went to see the 50 Cent game, I didn't do anything that was unbecoming or that I regret, but I was told, EGM's got this exclusive on the 50 Cent. He's making a game. And you get to go down and you get to interview 50 Cent. And long story short, I go down there and I'm in this room. And it's nothing but a PR guy to talk to. The room's covered in 50 Cent memorabilia, and he turns on after playing music and taking me to lunch and giving me some vitamin water, like 50 Cent brand, he turns on a video, and it's an interview, a pre-recorded interview with internal PR and 50 Cent, and then to the point that it was unedited, so you could hear them coaching him and telling him to start again and begin his sentences and his responses this way. And then when we're done, I was like, so where's my interview? And they're like, oh, well, we're transcribing that video you saw, and then once that passes for approval, then they had to approve the transcript of their internal video interview.
So your interview
and give that to me.
Was this pre-done one with his own PR?
Yes.
That was your interview?
And that's what they but I think just that whole scenario was one of those like, wow.
What the hell?
Good Lord.
And that was for your cover story?
No, it wasn't a cover story.
Oh, okay.
I got to go back and read it. I know I got plenty. I mean, dude, I basically everything I said here, I made clear that those were the conditions under which I saw the game.
I can't think of other good moments. I had a good Waja moment. Actually, it was before I worked at CGW. In the old days, I was on Mac Week, another defunct Ziff Davis publication. Thank you very much. It was a weekly Macintosh business magazine, and it was very much more like a news magazine. It was not catered to end users, like just Mac users. It was catered to like business. Every once in a while, I would lobby to do a gaming story because I didn't really give a fuck about the modem beat that I was on. So I would say like, there's a lot of game companies who are like using Macs to make games or something. Why don't we do an article on that? So I did get through one to do an article on LucasArts, who were big Mac proponents at that time. This was like the early 90s. And so me and a couple other guys from Mac Week went to LucasArts Ranch. And so this was the first time I'm getting to go to the ranch. And, if you're a dork, that's kind of like a big, cool deal. But back in those days at Mac Week, because it was more like a news organization, the policy was when you went to go do an offsite interview, you had to wear a suit. So we all wore our, I wore like a black suit with a white shirt and tie, and the other two guys, and we go to the LucasArts Ranch, and all these dudes are like in like fucking like cut off shorts and like thongs. I mean like sandals. I don't mean like butt thongs. Maybe they were, but I didn't see them. But so we get to the ranch, and we're gonna meet with all these people, and right before we're gonna sit down to meet with the LucasArts people, you guys have seen this. I have some kind of like horrible, like fucked up problem with pens, where they because I chew on them,
and then
they
up
explode
in your face.
So that's what happened.
I had in fourth grade.
Yeah. So what happened was I had been doing that with this black pen, which I then put in the shirt pocket of my white shirt, and then this thing it didn't just like leak. This thing, it was like it fucking like internally combusted. So there was just like this. My whole white shirt was black. Like it had been like I'd been shot in the heart and like bled black.
This is weird. It's not surprising to me at all.
So my whole day at the LucasArts Ranch, I'm this dork. Everyone's just totally casually dressed. I'm in this suit with black ink all over me.
Well, why didn't you just button up your jacket?
Oh, well, that was the other thing. It was like 90 degrees outside. It was too hot.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, right.
I don't have much to go. That's it. That's not much of a story, but that's all I got.
When we interviewed Will Wright and Lucy Bradshaw, and there's like a a video version of it on videos. If you're wondering why Jeff is in the background, because immediately prior to sitting down with the two at Max's Studios, Jeff was eating a pen yet again, and it was all over his fucking face. So he's like, "I'll sit over here while you interview him, Sean."
Yeah, I guess it had exploded, and the ink was on my fingers, and then I was like putting my hands on my face. And yeah, Sean and I sit down with Lucy Bradshaw and Will Wright, and the two of them weren't even saying anything. They were being so polite. They were just like looking at me, and then Sean goes like, "Dude, you got fucking ink all over your face." So we moved me off camera.
Wow.
And again, I'm surprised you can pick up pens and do that after your traumatic LucasArts experience.
I just don't think about it.
You don't
it's
learn?
a problem.
I
do not learn.
Expand our range to include things that we've seen other people in the industry involved in and doing.
Oh, like
we
the
would
coke
be able
snorting?
to have like another couple hours. I mean, just the legendary scenarios that.
Yeah, I remember being at an event at EA years ago with Robert Coffey, and there's a freelancer who was just notorious for doing cocaine. And
What?
yeah. And so Robert Coffey and I were at this. It was like one of those EA Day things. And, Robert Coffey, who I love, is a good friend of mine. He could kick my ass because he knows Krav Maga. But he's kind of short. So, he went to the men's room at this EA event. And he's standing next to this guy who's notorious for doing cocaine. And because Robert Coffey, is the height he was, he actually had a, clear view up this guy's nostrils when he looked at him. And sure enough, they were, coated white. And so he came out of the bathroom and he was like, "Hey, go check out." I almost said his name out loud. Just now that I did. Said, "Go check out what's his name's nose." So I did. I walked over there and made a pretense because we're about the same height of being able to, look a couple inches under, and sure enough, yeah. And then if you watch him throughout the day as he's like talking to the developers, the whole thing's like, so how many levels do you think this game has? It's like, wow.
He wasn't feeling holy. He was just sniffing, and that was it.
Oh yeah, as far as I know. Yeah.
My only Waja moments are like stupid bad PR stories, which I think we've already told.
Well, tell one, Ryan.
The one where you're physically threatened.
Oh, there's that one.
Oh
yeah,
my God, that was
fantastic. That was awesome.
That was epic. Yeah, tell that story.
That was I won't say
the name should be left out.
Yeah, we'll leave the names out.
I won't say the dude's name, but God, this dude is crazy, man. But I had written a blog. Can I say what the blog was about?
No, of course you can't.
Don't say the game name.
Then it'll be easy to figure out.
Leave everything.
I had written a blog,
a
very critical blog.
Everyone's going through Ryan's old blog
calling
post right now.
calling a particular company out for.
No, just calling them out. That's all you got to say.
Yes, for something.
We're coaching Ryan
and
how not to end up in a lawsuit.
And this dude, this PR dude for
it could have been a
company,
woman. PR dude or woman.
Okay.
Yeah.
He calls Darren's voicemail. Not me, not you.
Right, not
Darren.
me or you. Uh-huh.
And just leaves this terrible screed about how, he can't believe I posted all this, and he's gonna like kick my ass if he sees me at GEC the next week, and like he wants to wring my neck and all this stuff. And it was just this really vicious voicemail, which I listened to it. I thought it was hilarious, but it was so bad that it got forwarded on to our HR department,
right,
by our editorial director at the time, and the dude was forced to apologize.
Right.
And he was falling all over himself to apologize after that, but
right, because it had actually turned into you have threatened physical violence against one of our editors, and we can sue you.
And that's when you started bringing that big thing of pepper spray on your backpack, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. Just in case.
That was awesome. I need to write more blog posts like that.
I can't remember what you said now that so angered him.
I don't remember what I said. I still feel I was justified in that. So
of course you were.
Luckily, there are lots and lots of angry blog posts directed at different developers.
I
made
made lots of angry blog posts on my blog. So good luck narrowing that down.
They're all angry.